Welcome, sweet friends. Tonight we bring you the Call of Penance RPG, a Call of Cthulhu adaptation written and GM'd by Belry. We remind you all at this time, there will be adult themes and cursing. So without any further ado, let us return to 1920s Virginia.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Call of Penance RPG. I am Belry, your host, and seeing as I'm still a bit hungover, let's just go straight into the character introductions, starting with the Good Doctor.
Hello, I am Dr. Adrian Zilbare. I am a qualified physician, and I currently am enjoying speaking German again.
Penelope Pendleton.
Good evening, I play Penelope Pendleton. She is a journalist who works for the Virginian Women's Digest, which is a magazine that does articles for the local women on things like how to bake the perfect cake, how best to vote, now we can get the vote, and how alcohol is evil.
It truly is. I'm feeling that right now.
Did American women get this vote at the same time British women?
1920, it was ratified federally and women got the vote.
Alright.
Some states complained a lot about it, in Virginia, but they still had to because it was federal.
I'm sure they did. Snide McBride.
Yeah, hello. It's Snide McBride here. Just a young delinquent. Love stealing stuff, selling them on the black market. Currently hanging out with a mechanic, trying to build a mechanical Mothman because we're going to do some deception of a high level. Yeah, that's what we're all about.
Fantastic. Next is Tilly.
Hello there. I am Tilly White. I am a journalist. I currently work for the Virginia Post and have possibly an enmity with the Good Doctor after disagreeing over the state of local asylums. And I am caught up with this interesting and diverse group of people because we're looking into the death of my dear friend Neil Carraway.
Very, very noble. Certainly less noble is Victor.
Hello, I am Victor. I am a mechanic. I am currently building a Mothman, and he's so good.
It certainly
What
is.
do you want from me?
Well, you're clearly very busy with your Mothman.
I am busy tinkering.
It's okay. Finally, we have Walter Gabe.
Hello, I'm Walter Gabe. I'm here to help solve the death of my master, teacher, and friend.
3 murders.
Don't be silly. Walter Gabe doesn't know that many people.
No, they're dead.
Surely he must know many people, given that he's a private investigator.
I'm going to get annoyed at some point.
That makes a change.
Right, so, who remembers what happened last week?
I'll bet my money that Tilly does.
Well, she's a journalist.
Well, you
Yeah.
have to understand that any notes I made are in doctor speak, which nobody can understand, even me.
And no one can read the handwriting either.
No.
Not even a good doctor
Well,
himself.
let's, promote privacy, confidentiality, and all that.
So, when we went to the Carraway house, Mrs. Carraway was in a terrible state, the poor woman. Quite incoherent, but said that there might have been some irregularities with her husband's autopsy. We found some various things, including a transmitter in the bedroom, but also some details of Neil's last case, which was looking into a journalist who's gone missing. I don't know her myself, but I am aware of her. She was currently researching a piece about Sweetshops. It's very difficult to see what bad intentions or maliciousness could come from a fluff piece about Sweetshops. Anyway, some of us went to the coroner's, some people went to the library, some people went back to check their notes to see if they had anything on Sweetshops. But the main finding that the good doctor and I found was that Neil's blood had crystallized inside his body and had an incredibly high sugar content. And we tried to find some medical literature in this, but we couldn't find anything.
Apart from the fact that the man at the library is a fraud.
Well, yes, but the others were somewhat more successful, I think. There may be some photographs. I'm not quite sure how it happened, but Victor, the mechanic, is building a giant bogeyman thing with wings.
I am building a mechanical Mothman.
That's
Yeah.
it, thank you. So we can have access to some photos? I'm not really sure.
We're
Anything
actually
Mothman,
taking photos
we can
of the
take
Mothman.
some photographs of the Mothman to hand to the rival paper that the journalist was working for, so we can find out about her.
Yeah, that's
Because he
right.
said he was a photographer when he went to talk to the editor.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
I'll be anything you want to be.
Oh no, now I've got images
Well,
of him on a
Mr.
stripper pole.
Oh!
Well, Mr. McBride, that's a statement that could be taken in a wide variety of ways.
Yeah, of course.
As we left it, Victor was in the middle of building his 30-foot mechanical Mothman. Where exactly have you been building it, Victor?
I've been building it in my workshop. It is nearly complete. It's ready for someone to put it on.
You mean you want someone to wear that thing?
It is only an outfit. It is not a real moth.
Yeah, we need someone to put on the suit so we can take a nice picture and just.
Well,
yeah.
Won't it be
I would
nice?
suggest
Exactement.
that since Victor built it, he probably knows best how to operate it. So maybe he should be the one wearing it?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I
Good
can
idea.
wear it. Yes.
It's 30 foot high. Surely that's very heavy.
No, it's
Can't
not
be good
30
for your
foot.
back.
It's
I don't
not
know what
quite
it got.
30 foot.
No.
It's more like 7 foot.
He doesn't get imperial
10
to
foot
metric
with-
conversions.
I
No,
see.
he's not the sharpest spanner in the box.
Roll mechanics then, seeing as you've made this mechanical suit.
Okay? It is it.
It's a good little mechanical suit. He's done some nice little painting. It's nice dabble, got nice texturing on it. Victor's wearing it, yeah?
I am.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so are you heading outside to take some pictures? Are you doing it in the workshop? You going in the forest? You going, I don't know, park?
We
with
should
your
wait till
basketball?
night, I should think.
Yeah, and go to the forest at night. I think will be nice. And it can't be that, clear. It have to be sort of a blurry photo.
Are your
Hide
eyes
my
going to be glowing?
craftsmanship.
But dear Victor, how are you going to make the eyes glow?
I have set small bulbs in the eyes, attached them to a battery.
Oh my.
You will see, it is genius.
Alright, so let's say it's 4 o'clock. Are you going to make any preparations before you go to the woods, or are you just going to wait until it's night time?
Just gonna wait. It is perfect.
Yeah. Wait until
yeah.
dusk, and then we'll go out and do it.
Okay, fantastic. So,
Who exactly is going to take the picture?
Well, I think some of our journalists have a camera.
I was in
Maybe
the...
or maybe Walter has one. He's the eye,
He destroys things. I wouldn't go near him.
I was in the impression that Snide and McBride was a photographer, were you not?
Yeah, well, yeah, I sort of snatched a camera when no one was looking when we were at the paper, but I didn't want to say anything last time because, Penelope, she gets all sticky about stuff like that, so,
You stole a camera from the news office.
Yeah, I did. But don't tell Penelope.
Monsieur McBride, you have got very sticky fingers.
Of course I have, but they're not greased up like yours.
Grease is fine. Just not thieving sticky fingers.
Let's just get these photos taken, shall we?
Yeah, so dusk falls and you head off into the forest. I don't know, maybe one of you has brought a nice little picnic to enjoy. 'Cause it's a nice night out. And you set.
I'm quite
Picnic.
intrigued. Why actually are we doing this again?
Well, we have to give some pictures of the Mothman to the guy at the newspaper so he can get us information on the girl who was missing that Neil was investigating,
Yeah, it's like a fetch quest.
I had forgotten.
Yes, I think we all had.
And
Got worked. He just got really into making the costume.
Yes, of course.
For picnic's sake, I think probably good doctor have some nice fluids with him we can drink and have fun with.
Oh yes, want some blue fluid or green fluid?
Yeah, I'll just wait till after I take the pictures.
Fair enough.
Then I can try your fluids.
I have a hammer.
Oh my.
I feel
Oh.
faint.
A few couple sandwiches.
It is like the 1920s and that's illegal, you know. No?
I'm a doctor.
Okay, yeah.
It's legal.
Sure.
I think you'll find, Doctor, that being a doctor does not put you above the law.
Who said that the law was involved? I just said it was legal.
No,
Well,
that's
technically what I
not
actually
how
said was
laws
it wasn't
work,
illegal,
Doctor.
which is technically more legally binding.
Well, yeah, I'm with the good doctor there, I think. Yeah.
We are digressing from the moth.
Indeed.
Yes, we are.
Victor is very clearly very eager to get into his moth costume and show it off.
You will be stunned.
I'm stunned.
Everyone, all together. 1, 2, 3. Stunned.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
already
really
stunned.
nice
People just
costume.
Disregard for the law.
I slowly
So-
shake my head in shame.
Cosplay isn't illegal.
Cosplay doesn't exist at this time.
I'm sure it exists, it's just not called cosplay.
Yeah.
Okay, are you going to take the picture or stand here picnicking?
Mr.
Do you mean
McBride,
picnicking or nick-picking?
Either
Mr.
both.
McBride, do you know how to use the camera you acquired?
Well, no, not really. I think somebody else is probably better to work the camera than me. But
Well, I can have a go with it, unless Mr. Gabe? Mr. Gabe?
Fine, I shall do it.
Don't give it to him. He breaks things. We've done this before.
yeah.
Fine, I'll take it back from him afterwards, Dr. Zilbare.
Alright, what do I roll
My
for
name's
this?
not Zilda, it's Zilbare. Didn't
My
go
apologies.
12 years at medical school for this.
He takes a picture that he forgets to take the cover off, but he remembers the second time. And you get some
Hang on,
pictures.
but this is the 20s camera, isn't it?
I'm sure it has something over the front of it.
Well, yes, it
Probably.
does. but,
There can still be a lens
you go.
cover, it's
did
fine.
they have flash paper or anything?
Do they not have that little, like, psh powder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to stand under the black thingy behind the camera, and
Yeah.
you have to stand really still and stuff like that.
I am drawn to the light.
Yeah. Like a moth to a flame.
Sure. Sorry, I'm just very amused by the thought of Victor in a 7-foot moth costume fluttering over to the light. It turns out...
Come on, get on with it, man.
Yes, it turns out that not only is Victor drawn to the light, but it seems that something else is, as you hear a loud rustling.
It's
in
a
high
real
pitch.
Mothman.
No,
Morning.
no, calm down, dear. It's gonna be a bear.
Get the camera ready. It
Oh,
might be the real
bears.
Mothman.
Listen,
remember how
I
to
hear
deal with a
rustling.
Someone roll perception, but not Victor. He's too distracted by the light.
I shall roll it.
Yep, but crit pass.
Sure, a man comes out the bushes. Just a man.
Oh my.
He doesn't say anything. He just stares at Victor.
Does he look familiar to any of us?
Is he wearing finery? Is he wearing normal clothes?
Is he
Um,
wearing clothes?
He's wearing clothes. Kelly can roll world knowledge,
Oh, okay.
and Doctor roll
Yay.
medicine.
Yep.
Okay, so Tilly recognizes the man from her research as one of the men who went missing like a few months ago, back when the Mothman rumors started.
Oh,
And the doctor notices a strange crease going down the sort of the side of his face that disappears under his shirt.
Does it look like
Ooh.
a scar?
Looks like it could be a scar, but it doesn't look like he's be like a scar as such. It looks like he's been cut, but it doesn't
Ooh.
look like it's a scar.
Is it someone wearing the man as a suit?
well, Mr. Gabe, how would you find that out?
I would use my perception to see if the skin actually, sticks to the body as skin would normally do, or if it sways around as the person walks as clothes do.
You do know,
I-
Mr. Gabe,
I
that I am
think
becoming
the
more and more... I'm more and more curious how you come to these things, and I start to wonder how you differentiate truth from fiction.
I would think the doctor would be better suited to look at him.
Then if the doctor is willing...
Well, I am a doctor, and I'm already looking at him, Mr. Gabe. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I wish you would not involve yourself in medical matters.
Just...
If you really feel the need for a second opinion, I have some knowledge of medicine, but I can't claim to be anything like as qualified as Dr. Zilbare.
The man starts to sort of twitch towards Victor.
Do you mean twitch as in violent twitch, or twitch as in...
He moves like a bird.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Like when
go
birds
sort
like really twitchy and like sharp movements.
I'm going
Not
to
particularly
go,
quick, but he's just really twitchy.
Jagged.
So you walk like he's both stiff and limp, if you know what I mean. Like he walks... Like his limbs
Like-
don't bend properly.
A marionette with half the strings
Yes.
cut. No, just twitchily.
I'm going to go stand next to Victor just to be ready in case something
going
would
to-
go off.
I'm going to shout to the man, "Hello there!"
He just ignores you and keeps sort of jerkily moving towards Victor.
I think we've got one of those... Well, you know the kind of people that frequent this park at night. Anyone got a stick we can twat him with?
Not a stick, but we do have the blanket from the picnic. Should we try and bundle him up somehow?
Yes, I think that'd be a good idea. We can get a proper look at him. Or at least
Yeah.
let him sober up for a few hours.
So that would be brawling?
Yeah, I would have said brawling.
Okay,
Okay.
rolling. Crit pass.
Wow.
You throw the blanket over his head and he stops moving.
I'm like properly bundling him up though.
Well,
On the ground,
yeah,
rolled
fine.
up in the blanket.
As soon as the blanket goes over his head, he stops moving. So he's not too hard to tie up.
Okay.
That
Goes,
almost... Are any
He's
of you...
obviously a bird watcher and he's been stealing baby birds.
Yeah.
But he's reacting like a bird.
Yep.
Like
He
the
is.
songbirds that you put a cloth over their cage to silence them when won't shut up.
So what you're saying is we should take this man away to somewhere with bars and newspaper.
No, Dr. Zilbare. You cannot try and put everyone we come across into your asylum. It's
Don't want to put
entirely
everyone into
ethically
the asylum, dear lady.
inappropriate.
Only the rich. They can pay for it.
I think we should take him somewhere we can examine him and maybe see if we can get him to...
I mean, the
Contact him or
general
somehow.
public jail would work just as well for this gentleman.
As long as you get him away from me, I don't like the way he twitches.
Oh,
Yeah.
he just likes you in that costume.
Okay, so
Let's take him with us.
yes, we best take him with us, but make sure his eyes stay covered.
While we sort of got him bundled up, is there anything like, is he wearing gloves or shoes or anything like that? Anything abnormal about his clothing now we're close to him?
it looks like it hasn't been washed in a long time, but it's just fairly normal clothes of a sort of, not particularly well-to-do, but he's got an apartment to stay in sort of thing, you know?
But he's wearing shoes and...
Yeah, he's wearing shoes, not really gloves, but it's just normal clothing that just doesn't look like it's been washed in entirely too long.
Okay.
And it's consistent with how long he's been missing.
As far as you can tell, yes.
So it's just the scar and behaving like a bird.
Well, let's get him somewhere where we can properly interview him and get Victor out of that suit before more people come along.
Yeah. Maybe we can head off and, like...
Well, I think we need somewhere we can take him where we're going to be alone and no one's going to disturb us. So how about we go to Walter's?
That's a public offer.
I'm afraid we can't go to my office. The cleaning lady is due.
I'm afraid I can't help either.
You can probably go to my stables. I'm sure we can find a stall somewhere, and the grooms should be able to
we-
sleep by now.
We could go to my workshop as well.
Guess your
Whatever-
workshop will have
whatever is
adequate
easiest.
ways of restraining him.
Yes, of course.
We should probably go there then.
Yeah, I think we should go and develop the pictures as well. So we
Yes.
can... yeah.
Yes, that would be very wise.
Does anyone have a means of developing these, or do we have to use public means?
I think we'll have to go to the newspaper. I mean, I can use the facilities since I'm a photographer.
This is
So
cool.
it won't be a problem. Just gonna need to help with someone because, you know, I'm afraid of dark places, so...
Well, how about you go to the newspaper and develop that film and get more information, now we've got those pictures for him. And we'll take this gentleman here away back to, well, somewhere.
Yeah, that works for me.
I'm conflicted about where to go. I suppose I best come to the newspaper with you, Mr. McBride.
Yeah, I think you should too, because Penelope doesn't seem to like me, so...
Miss Pendleton is a lady.
Yeah, and you're just faking it, so... That works better with me.
Right, well, let's
Oh
get a
my,
move
oh
on then.
my.
So we'll go off to
Okay,
the
yeah.
newspaper and then
So-
develop some pictures.
Tilly and Snide are going to... Which newspaper office are you going to?
Well, the one we were at last time, not the Victorian Post, it was
The Daily Horn.
Yeah.
They use their dark room, so it would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone else is going to... Like, is it Victor's Workshop you decided on, or
Yeah.
the stables?
Victor's workshop.
Victor's Workshop. Okay. So yeah, I suppose we should deal with Victor's Workshop first. How are you getting there with this?
I am going to fly in my suit.
I have a driver in a car.
Roll
Some
mechanics.
people in there.
Well, the same way we go out to the woods, which is the way we're coming back.
Roll mechanics.
Oh god.
I am soaring like a majestic moth in the sky.
If you had gotten a crit, I would have given you it.
What
But
do you
no,
mean?
Victor, his wings flap, and they look very nice, but he doesn't go anywhere.
Oh, well, guess we're taking whatever car we used to get here then.
You probably need a little bit of extra height to start with, I think, Victor.
Yes,
Perhaps you should
maybe
try
next
up to the cliff sometime.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
don't give him any ideas now. We want him alive.
So what, have we stolen Walter's car again?
Well, Walter's there, so maybe.
Is it
Car and driver,
stealing?
that can take us somewhere.
What was that, sorry, Tilly?
Is it stealing if he's present?
If he's in the boat, it is, yes.
But I think it was Miss Pendleton's car and driver who helped us so far with this.
Yeah.
Are they
Fair enough.
dropping us off on the way to...
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Pendleton and her driver drop off everyone and the strange man at Victor's workshop. It's still quite dark, and they head off and go to the newspaper. We'll stay at the workshop for now.
Okay.
So, what is the plan?
Okay. The plan is to take this poor creature, drag him in, and sort of put him in a chair, keeping the cloth over his head, and tie his wrists to a chair before we take the cloth off so we can see how he reacts without him going insane.
Okay. So yeah, you tie him to a chair. He doesn't put up any resistance whatsoever.
Okay.
He sort of tenses a bit as you strap him to the chair, but he doesn't really fight it.
Okay. Well, before I take the cover off, I'm going to examine his pockets and see if there's anything interesting in them.
Not really. There's a small amount of change, about 35 cents. Like there's a pen. That's about it.
And I'm going to do a... Can I roll medical to do a basic exam of him?
Yeah, certainly.
This is the point when I probably fail it dramatically. Nope. Almost a crit pass.
You have a look. He looks healthy. He looks dirty, but the sort of creasy scar thing does go all the way down to about his waist.
Okay. Can I examine that more closely?
You can, yeah.
Let's roll again for that.
Know what you're going to do to examine it.
Just do the usual doctor technique of the, like, you know, pressure around, see how it changes discoloration, all that stuff.
There's no sort of change in discoloration.
Does
You
it
do
look
get-
like a wound? Does it look like it's a deliberate medical scar?
It's very precise, and it's a little bit sticky when you do touch it.
Are there dots either side of it?
No,
Okay, so it's not a stitched wound.
no.
Hmm.
Is it actually a wound or is it a tattoo?
It's definitely a wound of some sort.
Does he seem malnourished?
Not particularly. Like I say, he seems fairly healthy.
Okay,
Just
can I
like he's
check-
been out in the woods a long time.
Can I check his teeth? Without lifting the blanket over his eyes, can I check his teeth?
You can try, yeah. Just do a general sort of roll, I guess.
Does the wound look cauterized?
It's not chorused, yeah. You
It's
manage,
Still below my medical score.
yeah. One of the others holds up the rag over his head, and you can have a look at his teeth. You open the mouth and there aren't actually any teeth.
As in they've been pulled out, or as in they've rotted away, or...
Just no teeth.
What's the breath smell like?
A bit like dirt. Smells, yeah, dirt, earthy.
Are we... okay.
Slightly sweet, as if you'd been eating some sort of like fruit a lot as well.
There's the sense of like the sort of oh, what's it called? The sense when you get that sort of pearl drop smell from diabetics. What's it called?
Oh,
Ketones.
yeah, ketones.
Ketoacidosis. That's it.
Yeah.
Does it have that kind of smell?
No, I guess
Okay.
sweet like fruit and like earthy like dirt. Also, he clearly hasn't brushed his not teeth for a long time.
And his tongue?
It's very thin. It's like strangely thin and narrow.
Is it white? Is it pinkish? Is it red?
It's pink, but it's just really, really thin.
Is he turning into a moth? Or being turned into a moth by someone?
Well, as I've been told from young, moths have very large, sharp, jabby teeth, which is why they frighten children.
He doesn't seem to be forming a chrysalis, so I would suggest he's not turning into a moth.
Well, Mr. Gabe, what would you have to do?
I would attempt to talk to the man first and see what response we get, if any.
Do you not wish to examine him any further?
Well, examining can only take us so far. Eventually, we actually need to know what he does.
Well,
What
if you
I
wish-
would suggest beforehand is, can we examine under his nails to see if there's any hints or clues present?
Go for it. Roll.
Perception, I would imagine.
Yeah. It's just really dirty. Whatever was there has been living out in the forest long enough that just the dirt has accumulated over anything.
Is
Okay.
there any correlation between how he's dressed and his nails? As in, like, he's dressed finely, but his nails are unkempt.
No, he's dressed fairly mundanely. Just like a sort of average working Joe. Cheap suit.
Any tattoos?
No tattoos, no. Like, you do know who this man appears to be, at least. Tilly
Yeah,
recognised
Tilly-
him
but
from
Tilly's
the
not here.
newspaper. I'm
How
sure
does
she
he-
told you.
How does he react to light?
Well, since we've had him in the dark for a while, let's start with medium light. We don't want to blind him.
Okay. How are you making the light medium?
First of all, we try asking him any questions now to see if he responds before blanket's taken
Well-
off.
And just make sure the gas lights are turned down low.
He doesn't respond to anything with the blanket
Right.
over his head.
Turn the lights down low, let's reveal this blanket and see how he responds.
He blinks a few times, he goes, "Ah!" and he's looking around, and whatever he's looking for, he can't find.
So, and I try talking to him again, see if he responds.
And he's still just looking around.
Have anything to question him, Mr. Gabe?
Can we bring in some food, maybe some bread or something like that, and try and, strengthen him and give him
He
back?
doesn't have any teeth. I don't know how he'd chew bread.
I would suggest some fruit.
Or some nice soup?
Fruit. I think he's been eating fruit.
Then let us go with that and see how he does.
It's not very difficult to get fruit at this time of night.
Doctor, I believe
I'm
in your
sure-
skill.
I'm sure I have.
I'm not
I'm
a fruit salesman. I don't know if you understand what a doctor is, but it's not a fruit salesman.
I'm sure I've got some in the picnic hamper.
There you go. Penelope has fruit.
There's some berries in your hamper, I guess.
Strawberries and peaches.
Strawberries and peaches. And befitting a lady of such standing. You offer him the fruit, you just sort of... It's them out of your hand.
Does
And
he seem
he has, like I said... He's not blind, he's definitely looking for something. But he's also quite eager for the fruit. He finishes the fruit and keeps looking. Victor, what did you do with the suit?
I took it off and I hung it on the suit rack over there.
The suit rack over there.
Did you remember to turn the battery off for the eyes?
Yes, the eyes are no longer illuminated.
Good, good.
The man finally does notice the suit. And he starts to try and get out of the restraints and go, "Ah, ah, ah."
Get away from my suit!
Well, the chair's secure. He can't get out of that. Maybe he needs some sort of sedative.
I would suggest he's looking for the Mothman.
Do his eyes look like he slept?
Yeah, he looks like... I said he seemed fairly normal, mundane, fairly healthy. Aside from the no teeth and the big, funny line down his side. Which, as he's struggling, is starting to open up.
And what's coming out of the wound?
Feathers.
What is this? What is happening?
Oh god, I was
He
actually
appears to be
close.
leaking feathers. What kind of feathers are these? Are they wing feathers? Are they small white, black feathers? What
These are the fairly small brown feathers.
Right. Well, on the scale of Belry, this means it's a male chicken.
The scale of Belry.
Do you not remember the Belry scale of I thought all white chickens were female?
Oh god, yeah, back when Drumstick was first introduced.
Well, I think my fellow investigators that my initial assessment of that there was something inside this human-shaped suit was actually fairly close to the mark.
How would you know about that, though? This is very bizarre.
I've been around. I've seen
Who have you been around that look like this?
many dark things.
Penelope and Victor, while they're arguing, do a perception check.
My perception is.
Yeah, yeah. You notice one of the arms sort of goes hollow as the mass shifts within the skin.
Is he turning
That's
into
just
a?
downright creepy.
Is he turning into a bird?
What? What do you mean?
Look at his arm, it's all gone flat.
I sort of tap
Like
the
a
arm
wing.
with my hand.
He's certainly not restrained there anymore.
What?
Are the feathers getting more frequent now that he's pulled his arm away?
Well, a feathered arm pushes out of the scar.
Is it a humanoid?
I think it's a humanoid arm. It's clearly covered in feathers, and it has like sort of a bird-like talons for hands.
Does it have the traditional 4 fingers and a thumb?
It has 3 fingers and then a sort of thumb, but it's exactly opposite the fingers, kind of like a bird's talon.
Victor. Victor, we need to restrain that spare hand.
I have a rope. You are.
Give me a hand, we'll restrain it.
Do we need to roll for this?
Yeah, just roll brawling.
Okay. Nope. Oh, Victor does at least.
Yeah, Victor manages to get the rope around the feathered arm.
I've got him.
And he attaches the rope, I guess, to some sort of hook on his roof that he uses for... Well, what he uses it for is his business.
Lifting
quite
out
frankly.
motors.
Yes,
Right.
it's my engine hook.
Right. Should we... I don't
Shut
like...
up.
I don't like this suggestion, but should we draw it forth from this shell it seems to be within?
Yes, let's pull him out.
Right, well, let's
The
peel
other
this
hand.
back and see where it goes.
Okay, sure. You just sort of... So who's pulling on the skin?
I'm standing back.
That's a good idea.
I'm going to stand in the corner of the room, cross my arms, and just watch.
Let me put my goggles and my gloves on.
Yes, that's a good idea. Goggles and gloves.
I've got one hand in my handbag, which is around the hilt of my gun.
Okay, so
Now we are properly safely attired. Let's
now that you've got your
extract
PPE on...
this. Yes. Let's try and extract some more of this.
Yeah, sure. You just start pulling on the skin. It's very sticky, like where the 2 edges are, almost like a really thick mucus that was holding it together.
Ugh.
The tied up arm flails. It tries to get you. Who's pulling from the front?
Well, I imagine Victor's pulling around the arm and I'm sort of pulling the skin back.
Yeah, roll in athletics, Victor.
I'm quite athletic.
He hopes.
No.
Oh, he's not.
Oops, I
So-
must have slipped on that stickiness.
The other hand, the claws are starting to poke through the skin, and it manages to get free, and it does. It swipes and it catches Victor.
Oh, where Victor?
Do you not roll a d20, Victor?
Zittelos.
Oh, it just catches your arm. It does draw blood, but you're alright.
I would
I'm
like
fine.
to. I would like to this point to join the fray and restrain the arm because it has just attacked one of my associates. So I step forward to help
Yeah.
restrain
Has
the
the other
arm.
arm burst through the skin?
Sort of. It's like half burst through. Like there's feathers poking out, and the claws have come through. There's like just the flesh of the thumb is just sort of dangling.
It is about time you did something, Walter.
Well, a roll brawling.
So does that mean the other arm has been left loose as well?
No, the other arm's tied up, and then
Yeah,
there's
a
the
pass.
second
No,
arm.
no, the other human arm.
Oh, the other arm, it's like the skin is sort of just attached to it.
Hmm.
Oh, right. So you've got the arm that's tied up to the roof. There's just the skin from the arms just flopping about,
Okay.
like an empty
It's
glove.
just this. So both hands we originally tied down are limp and there's no bones or anything inside.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. Someone get a knife and cut this skin away.
Is someone getting a knife and cutting the skin?
I'll-
Are you sure that is wise?
I'll draw a scalpel and I'll cut the remaining skin
As
away.
I am holding the arm down, I say, no.
Well, you've tied it off, have you not, Walter?
I'm holding the arm in place.
Why
but
did you not tie it, Walter? We asked you to tie it.
Because I was busy restraining the arm, I can't tie and hold the arm in place at the same time.
Right, tie that arm off first then.
As it starts to scream louder and louder, like the face, it fits less and less, if that makes sense.
I do not like the way this is going.
Right.
It is reminding me of a
we-
colleague that's
well, I'm glad we
deceased.
restrained it at the throat. So let's pull this. Is it restrained at the throat?
You're the one who restrained it.
Yeah. So it's restrained by the neck as well. So
Okay.
I'm going
This
to.
reminds me of the case of the missing Belry.
I'm going to. Once the arm's tied off, I'm going to put my hand on the back of the hair and just yank downwards to see if I can just wrench the skin off.
Yeah, just roll a d20. It sort of rips off below the neck. It doesn't make a pleasant sound. And what's left, there's a feathery head. It's got a beak. It's brown feathers with a sort of yellow beak with a black tip. The eyes are very clearly that of a bird.
Hmm.
And you've just pulled the top of its head skin off. Or what, the skin that it was wearing.
What are its legs doing?
Its legs are trying to get free, but they're tied quite securely. It can't manage to do anything with the legs.
This seems to be some kind of ostrich. I mean, look at the length of the legs compared to the body.
What would an ostrich be doing wearing a
Good,
human
Walter, why are you
skin-
thinking in normal terms? Look at this. This is beyond medical science, beyond medical science, Walter.
Just what is going on here?
Since when did I become a doctor?
I pity anyone who thought you were a doctor.
I question you being a doctor.
I have a science degree, man.
You can get that by post.
Walter,
hear
if
a
you don't
snap.
have anything to add to the conversation, please go away.
You hear a snap. It essentially breaks its own arm to get free of the hook.
Dear God.
So one arm's down. It's a bit floppy, but it's not as restrained as it was.
I think we need to do the opposite thing with this. I think we need to kill it while we have it restrained.
Talons are starting to poke through the shoes.
Can I stab it in the head with my scalpel?
You can try. Roll armed.
Oh, for the love of...
Armed? Okay.
Yeah, armed fighting.
That's a
you stab
weapon.
it. Yeah.
I don't have high armed.
No, you don't. You try, it bites you. It just bites your hand. And you drop your scalpel.
Well, I'm glad I'm wearing gloves.
Oh, dear God.
Okay,
Starts shaking more and more.
okay, I am going to use
Was
my...
the chair... Sorry, was the chair secured to the floor?
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming up from the floor. It's starting to shake and rattle.
Okay, at this
Miss
point...
Penelope, I think you need to shoot it in the head.
Well, if you really think it actually needs to be killed, of course, the fact is none of you have actually seen my gun, so none of you know I've got it.
Okay.
I-
Miss Penelope, I
right.
think you need to help us do something about this.
It looks really sadly at Penelope.
It's had a human skin, girl. It needs dead. We need to work out what this is.
Before this, I have another suggestion.
Walter,
It's
your
a
good
bit-
suggestion is going to be that we give it an exercise regime and give it a healthy diet. It won't help.
Doctor, shut up or I shall beat you senseless.
Well, you can do that later, man. This is important right now.
Yes, and I'm trying to save what could be a person that's been transformed into this creature.
Good God, man. Would you want to live if you were this creature?
However,
Will you stop arguing? He's destroying my workshop.
It's like broken arm is sort of flopping and flailing about as it shakes around. It's like bleeding quite badly.
Look at this
It's,
mess.
it's quite clearly in pain. There's weird Birdman blood all over Victor's workshop.
Walter, finish it.
You're Walter.
Walter.
Fuck's sake, I meant Victor. It's a machine shop. He will have something to kill it.
I'm not sure I want to kill it yet.
I'm just gonna try and snap its neck.
Sure, it is like the size of you, but
Yes,
you could
but
roll
no one's
brawling.
doing anything else, so... Brawling?
Yeah,
It's dead.
well, yeah. Your grandpappy used to raise chickens.
Yes, they did actually.
You do the twist and the pull, and it snap, crack, and it just it stops moving.
If it's a chicken, it won't stop moving.
Didn't say it was a chicken.
Well, if it's a bird and you snap their neck, they don't stop moving. They flap continuously for about 30 seconds and then stop.
Technically, it's not a bird, it's a bird man.
I can tell you from real life experience, but okay, sure.
Birdmen are not real.
Wait, that long when they're in the cat's mouth.
Birdmen are not real.
So you say. But
You're just destroying the fantasy now.
So you have the corpse of a man-sized bird thing in your workshop now, Victor.
I should build a barbecue.
I think we should take some photographs first. No one will believe us otherwise.
Yeah, sure. You can take photographs. What are you taking photos of exactly?
Well, everything we've seen from the...
Everything. So
Yeah.
like the scrap of face that's lying on the
How-
floor.
how-
McBride has the
How are
camera
we-
and he's not with us.
That's
Exactly.
true.
Well, we'll have to keep it till they get back here.
Well, don't
I'm
any
sure
of
you could do an
uh,
autopsy now, Dr. Zilbare.
I probably could. Well, I'll prepare to do this.
As you prepare, we
Cover it
will,
in a tarpaulin.
Yep, so while
Sure.
Victor prepares me a
as, yeah,
space
as you
and
prepare,
everything, you can
we will
over
cut to the newspaper offices. So we have Tilly and Snide McBride just happily sauntering over. The offices are still just about open because it's that time of the week and everything needs to get done. Yep, you go up to the receptionist. Hello, how can I help you there?
Well, we're off to the developing the dark room, you know. We have some really nice pictures to develop. Your boss is going to be so happy. We're going to sell numbers and numbers and numbers of newspapers with this.
Good, that's what he likes to hear. 1 second, I'll just show you to the dark room.
Oh, thank
Gonna
you very
roll
much.
perception.
Oh,
Oh dear.
yeah, she finds a way.
She manages something spectacularly.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting.
Yep.
I mean, we actually know where the dark room is already, but I mean, let her try.
She flirts with you as she takes you to the dark room.
That camera looks awfully familiar. You see those initials? Those are my initials.
Yeah, I think the boss said I could sort of lend it from you because he really needed these pictures. He said he was going to like tell you, but I guess he didn't. But he seems like a busy man. I don't know really. I'm really sorry if it's your camera that we
Roll
lended.
deception. Ooh, just. Well, you can get a bit flustered sometimes, I suppose. Tell you what, seeing as this is my camera, I get all the royalties from the pictures.
Well, of course you can. I'm not here for the money, sort of. I have a little deal with your boss, so I'm just interested in the pictures.
If you say so. You go to the dark room. It's dark. Do you want to roll? Just, yeah, it's a room that's dark. It's very red. There's red lights. Roll a d20, Snide.
Well, I'm not going to the dark room. Tilly's going to the dark room. I'm not setting my foot in there.
I will roll.
Oh, that's alright. You're not afraid of the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Tilly's very not afraid of the dark. And do you know how she's so not afraid of the dark? That Snide feels a little bit embarrassed. She develops the pictures. Yeah, you have some pictures. Well done.
Yay!
Okay.
How have they come out?
You know that one picture of Bigfoot?
Yeah.
It's like that, but with Victor in a mechanical suit and a man sort of stepping out of the bushes.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Good job, Tilly. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you can't make any like out details in the pictures. They're very like silhouette-y, but there's clearly a silhouette of a man with giant moth wings.
Okay. Well,
And glowing
Mr.
eyes.
McBride, you lead the way.
Well, we'll head over to the boss's office then and see if he's there. Which I hope he is.
Yeah, you knock on the door. Ah, come in. I can't remember his voice. Come in, I've been punched in the throat. That's why I sound a bit different. Who is it?
Please tell
Yeah.
me you didn't like punch yourself in the throat, Belry.
No, I didn't. That was just like the hangover repeating on us.
Think J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man.
know, that's what I was going for. That's why he's called H. Howard Henryson.
Okay,
Not at all.
carrying on.
Well,
I know.
hello.
right?
Well, we're back. We got you the pictures now. We got the Mothman on camera.
Oh, let me see. He looks over the pictures. It'll do. Just like I promised, here's information. And he gives you a list. And it is a list of Sweetshops. So you have the Sugar and Cane, East River Confections, and Johnny Somebody's Legitimate Sweet Shop and Ice Creams.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Could you repeat that?
Thank you very much.
Sugar and Cane, East River Confections, and Johnny Somebody's Legitimate Sweet Shop and Ice Creams. And there's the addresses for them as well there.
Cool. Thanks a lot. Just so you know, any royalties you get from this photograph will go to the receptionist. Just so you know.
Oh, he's still here. Get lost. And he throws his Rolodex at you.
Yeah, and I will hand over the camera on our way out to the receptionist.
Were Rolodexes around then?
Probably, who cares? At this point, who cares?
Ow!
I think that ship sailed. I'm sure they had something he could throw at you.
Yes, they will have.
Probably.
So yeah, you just go back to
Go back to the workshop.
the workshop, yeah, to tell them all about the list. And you walk into a feathered man on a workbench, half covered in a tarp, with Dr. Adrian Zilbare wrist deep in its chest cavity. Also, there's a man's skin on the floor.
Holy crap. What the F you been doing here?
What?
Oh, hello,
happened?
Tilly. Hello, Snide. Can someone please fill them in while I'm gonna need another scalpel.
I am not sure I can believe what's happened.
Well, we wouldn't
don't
have
need to
needed to
believe
do a
it, just
fake
let them know.
Mothman. We could just taken a picture of this guy and we would have the real deal. Almost.
Someone roll mythology.
Fuck it. I'll have a crack at it. Yay!
Yeah, this clearly isn't a Mothman. It's clearly the Birdman, and the Birdman is old news, quite frankly. Everyone's over the Birdman.
Yeah, and the Birdman
Ever
seems
since-
to be over himself
Ever
as
since,
well.
ever since everyone heard about the Mothman, nobody's cared about the Birdman anymore.
But
Does that mean everyone's
he was
heard
one of the
about
missing
the-
men.
Well, he's still missing because he's not here.
Well,
He's over there in the corner.
that looks like his skin on the
His
floor.
skin is
so,
over there in
yeah.
the corner, but he himself is not here.
Well,
Yes.
but if that used to be his body, did he remain obsessed with the Mothman outfit?
Yes, he wouldn't answer any questions, and then he grew this arm. Just pick the arm up and drop it.
Did he maybe not answer questions because he was already mostly a bird?
Well, the bird did then appear from inside the human skin, so we assume so.
I see. And
Either
Be-
that or his internal
became-
organs decided to become a birdman without telling him.
it became violent?
Yeah, someone roll natural history.
It did become violent, yes. He scratched my arm.
Natural science, you mean?
Yeah, is that not what I said?
You said natural history. So I'll go. Yep, passed.
Birds eat moths.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that's why he was squawking at the moth costume.
Well, we gave him some fruit, but he didn't like the fruit.
I thought,
Who the hell likes fruit?
Well, birds apparently.
But he
Well,
ate
they-
it.
Birds
He did
eat
eat it,
seeds.
but he didn't seem to be satisfied by it.
Birds
You
also
mean-
eat fruit.
you mean the poor thing was hungry and you broke its neck?
No, the poor thing tried to kill Victor. Then I broke its neck.
Yeah.
I-
But why didn't you just
yes.
put the cloth over his head again so he could calm down?
Just look at this thing. If it escapes, it will cause more of havoc. We need to know more about it. We need to examine it.
Yeah. He's gonna give you a lot of answers when he's dead.
Actually,
Oh.
yes, it will. It will give it quite a lot of answers, in fact. Give it its sort of
Oh.
makeup inside. I mean,
Some
did
of
you
the
know it
doctors-
has 2 stomachs?
Oh yeah.
Roll medicine.
Yep, pass.
Yeah, it has 2 stomachs.
Yeah. That's really useful information, you know, that it has 2 stomachs. Maybe you can eat
But-
twice as much berries then.
Look,
But it-
if you're not a medicine
isn't
person, then I
fascinating.
understand, but this is very fascinating to me.
You're not a medicine person.
It's very interesting that it was one of the men who went missing at the same time as the Mothman appeared has turned into a bird.
Yeah. Seems we got like super rivals out in the forests killing each other off.
But surely it can't be coincidence.
No. Well, anyway, guys, we got some information on the Sweetshops that missing reporter was investigating. So,
Oh, snap
Yeah.
noise of moving on, Reb. Do tell.
We have a list of the shops that were investigated.
Did anything stand out?
Addresses. We'll need to go and talk to them, I'm afraid.
yeah, there's only 3 of them, so I guess it won't take that long.
It'll be
Shall we
done in no time. Another snapping noise as I'm
Oh.
breaking more of it.
How is your post-mortem examination going, Doctor?
Well, I'm nearly full. We're just examining the stomach. What's in the stomach, by the way?
You tell
Apart
us.
from food.
You're the one doing it, Doctor.
Well, I need to ask the person in charge, because there's a mythical voice in the sky that tells me what's in the stomach. Unfortunately, Walter, I don't think you're familiar with this.
The fruit that it ate earlier. Yeah, it was just the fruit that it ate earlier. A few bits of what looks like worms
Oh,
and a few
But
dead.
its breath
few
smelled
dead
like
moths.
fruit before, so it must have had something else.
Yeah, but
or that's because
it could have been digested. Which stomach are you looking in?
Well, both of them.
One stomach has all the meaty stuff, and the other one has all the fruit.
There's some
stuff.
meaty stuff. What's the meaty stuff? This is fascinating.
Like dead moths and worms.
Ah, so it
Don't look
seems our
and see
birdman
anything.
lived on moths. Very interesting.
Victor, you might want to hide your moth suit as well, so it can't be seen if anybody who wants to come and visit you,
Good
You're-
idea.
You're gonna be in the papers tomorrow, so,
I
Just a
shall cover it up in tarpaulin.
How many tarpaulins do you have?
I'm a mechanic. I have many tarpaulins.
It does not surprise me he has many tarpaulin.
Sure. He hangs up a tarpaulin over the suit.
There. It's
Good.
concealed.
I would like to go back through my notes and see if I have a record of how many men have disappeared at around the same sort of timing or since. Do I
Yeah.
know how many?
Yeah, you did quite well last week, I think I remember. About 6, 7. They can't necessarily say if they were connected to what they thought was the Mothman at the time, or if it was like a mafia or whatever. About 6 or 7 men have gone missing in the past 4 months.
guys, I'm thinking maybe we should tell the police about this, but I'm not really sure. But I mean,
Well,
it would be nice for the family of this guy to know that he's not.
Do you have a camera so we can take pictures of this? Because this should be documented.
Well, no, of course we can't. But I mean, we could just tell the family or tell the police that we have found one of the missing guys.
Dear,
so
dear God, man,
don't
I
live
know,
in
I know
limbo.
that you can have bedside manner, but telling some poor woman that her husband got turned into a bird.
Well, we
can't be good
wouldn't
for
be
her.
telling her that. We will just
Oh,
tell the
What
police
would
that
we
he's
tell her
dead.
then?
That he's
He ran
dead,
off to
of
join the
course.
circus.
Also, to be perfectly honest with you, it may come back badly honest to say that we found this missing person. He's been kept in a garage with the mad doctor who potentially could have turned him into a chicken creature because his fingerprints is all over the body and the snapped neck.
Dear Walter, I think you still struggle to reference truth from fiction.
Go
I
ahead, Tilly.
believe that it would be preferable to give his family closure. Although if I remember correctly, I believe he doesn't have much in the way of family, this particular gentleman. Which is possibly just as well, as I can't think of any way of softening this news.
I think the best news we can do is just telling the family we found the body and we burned it. Because
Yeah,
we
exactly.
can learn all we can, but no one else should see this.
Yes,
It's
something along
abnormal.
those lines. Something like that.
Yeah,
I-
we could make up a
Ah.
story that doesn't involve Birdman.
Or us breaking his neck.
Well, we didn't break his neck. We broke the Birdman's neck, so we didn't actually kill him.
No, Walter didn't do anything.
Excuse me, sir. I restrained him.
Only after he attacked Victor. Let's not get into it. I'm sick of arguing with you, Walter.
And I'm sick with your condescending manner, Doctor.
I think it's time to bring out those fluids now, and wait till morning.
Oh, goodness.
Right, well, there's the bag there again, blue or green.
Well, I'm going to go with blue because that's how I'm feeling right now.
Good,
Oh,
good.
dear. I'm going to go over to a corner and sit and write up all of my notes because this is quite disturbing. Or if there's next of kin for this unfortunate man.
And I am going to clean up my workshop. Look at
And-
this mess.
The
And
level
I'm
of
going to
spray is
go
quite
out-
impressive.
I'm going to go outside, light up a cigarette, and stare moodily at the sunset.
The sun set like 9 hours ago.
Yeah.
You started at dusk.
Fuck off! You have to spoil my fun.
Have you ever wondered, Walter, if you're quite, cracked up to be a PI?
Okay.
Yeah, so are we all just chilling in Walter's workshop until morning, or he's
Yeah.
going home, or what?
Victor's, yes.
Sorry, Victor.
I-
Get out of my way, I want to sweep up.
I did not know I had a workshop,
You are not Victor.
So,
and I am continuously thankful for that.
How dare you, get out!
I walk outside.
Stare moodily at the blazing sun.
That's no, fuck off.
Walter
I stare
stands
moodily at-
outside and
It-
waits until sunrise so he can stare at the sun.
I hate you all.
I think I might try and catch a little sleep. I'm sure our ineptitude will wake me up if anything interesting happens.
Who are you
Well-
calling ineptitude?
I think we should reconvene in the morning.
Yeah.
I quite
Well,
agree.
by the morning I'll have finished examining this corpse.
Good, then I can get it out of my workshop.
It
Sure.
does seem to smell quite strongly already.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so...
Do I
guess
learn
the
anything else from the bird corpse
Um,
overnight then?
roll. Its organs and layout are very similar to a person's, except 2 hearts, and it doesn't actually have an anus or urethra. It has just the one cloaca.
So it has to throw everything up then?
No, it has a cloaca.
Which one's that again?
A cloaca is the joint one that birds and reptiles have.
Oh, yeah.
Also, tortoises can breathe out their cloaca.
Bum, bum, bum.
But you don't know that
No.
because your natural science isn't high enough.
More you know.
Plus,
so it
it's
has-
not a tortoise.
So, so it has
Yes,
2 hearts and
exactly.
2 stomachs.
Just the 2 stomachs. You also notice from all the ribs you broke that the bones are hollow.
Right, okay.
That's about it.
Do the bones seem brittle?
I mean, you did just manage to snap them off with your hand quite easily, so yeah. And it did break its own arm trying to escape. Victor sort of cleans around you as well as he can. I assume everyone else is going home,
I'm still outside.
except from Walter, who waits for the sun to rise.
I'm going to stay there because I'm not sure I trust them to not edit out any details.
Okay.
And I feel like having as much information in my notebook as possible is very wise.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just sleeping on the floor somewhere after drinking the nice blue liquid, so...
Fair enough.
It's not alcohol, it's blue liquid.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's alcohol. I'm just going to
It's
sleep
medicinal.
after it.
Blue liquid sounds an awful lot like blue wicked to me.
Considering blue wicked wasn't invented till like, what, 2003?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't, no. But it's
You
still...
think it wasn't invented?
Then again, with the sort of continuity we have these days, it could easily have been invented back then.
Easily. Yeah, we have like Tia Maria and everything.
God. A milk-based liqueur in the 1920s, I don't want to know.
Oh no. That sounds terrible, doesn't it, actually, now that you put it like that? Everyone has White Russians. And everyone feels very sick.
Yes, we have White Russians. Hi, Victor.
Victor's French.
French.
Yes. Sorry, apologies. It's the doctor.
I'm not...
He's German.
I'm
Every now and
I'm
again,
American, I'm
I'm
of German descent, you
every now and
xenophobic
again,
bastard.
I hear a Russian accent. I'm on to you.
Xenophobic bastard.
I'm on to you.
Are you?
Ah,
I don't think they had xenophobia back in the 20s because everyone was just really racist.
Yes, you're really going to bring that continuity in as well.
No.
also, of course, it was called xenophobia. It comes from the Greek. When do you think the word would have been coined?
Oh yeah, I don't think people cared back then enough to label it,
Well,
Oh,
they did
yes.
when they're actually American and being called Russian.
I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, you argue amongst yourselves, as usual. Eventually the sun rises, you hear Walter stand
what
up
does
and
Walter do when the sun rises?
he stands up and just sort of stares at it with a cigarette for a while.
Haven't
comes
pulled
back
an
in.
all-nighter.
Yeah, he comes back in, slumps over on the floor and sleeps for about 2 hours. Everyone else comes by eventually. So what's the plan now?
Well, I think we should go visit some sweet shop guys.
So what were the names of these sweet shops?
Well, I think you have to ask Tilly. She's the one with the notepad, so...
Well, I wasn't there when you were told, so...
Well, sorry, I take a moment to wake up properly. Well, one of them is Sugar and Cane, and I scribble down the address again and hand it over. Or actually, just tear it off and keep it just now. And these are the addresses for the other two.
Right.
So, who would like to go to...
Well, how
are
about we
splitting
all
up?
just go to one at a time?
Yeah, I think so. We can just...
Okay,
Yeah.
we can do that.
I mean, if it's not one, it's going to be the next one. If we do find one that's suspicious and full of birdmen, I definitely don't want to be on my own.
No, and the birds don't want you to be alone either, so...
No.
Yes, I think the birdmen might live longer if you're not on your own, good doctor.
Yeah.
I only killed him after he went for Victor, I've told you this.
I see.
Yeah, so let's start with the sugar and cane. It sounds not suspicious at all, so great place to start.
Sure. You make your way to Sugar and Cane. You get there at about 8:30. Just about to open up shop after they've gotten everything ready. And you are greeted by a large man in a Stetson hat and one of those bolo ties. He goes, "Howdy, partners. How y'all doing today?"
Ah, well, we're mighty fine, thank you. To
I do
speak a
declare.
language.
I do declare, is you mocking my accent, son?
I'm not mocking
Excuse me,
your
are you
accent,
originally from
son.
Georgia, sir?
Georgia, I'm from way down south in the Bible Belt, down by Texas way. My daddy, he was one of them ranchers. Sure, why not? Whatever floats your boat. I don't have time to argue with you like you.
You have no idea
Why
what
don't you
Georgia
take?
is, do you?
Why don't you take one of these lollipops and hush your mouth? Jam that in your face hole.
Good morning, sir. Excuse my companions?
My dear, I would expect a fine young girl like you to keep better companions such as these.
Such as us, well, thank you.
You just stick that lollipop back in your mouth, son. You keep it there.
Yeah,
Well, anyway, you're very kind, but I'm actually a journalist.
A journalist, you say?
I
How
am.
about some free samples? You want some? We got cough drops, we got sugar drops, we got rock, we got taffy. Whatever you fancy. What's your poison, girl?
Oh, a little bit of taffy, please.
You just give me one moment there, little girl. And he runs into the back, and he just comes back with a big sort of bag full of pink taffy.
Oh
He
my
slaps it down on the
word.
table for you.
You are too kind, sir.
Well, if you could see yourselves to maybe write your opinion on it, that wouldn't hurt too
Certainly.
bad.
Would I be correct in saying that a colleague of mine came by a little time ago now? Miss Cress?
Miss Cress, you see. Name don't ring any bells, but we do get a lot of visitors. We give a lot of demonstrations, you see,
Ah,
where we show the folk, all the young kiddies, how we make the candy. They find it very informative.
I would like to see how you make your candy. That would be really nice, sir.
You know what, young boy? We's gonna have a demonstration by now from now. Why don't you be my #1 helper?
I would love to. That would be really awesome, sir.
Don Tootin'.
Is it okay if my friends come along as well? They're really
There's
nice.
more than welcome to watch.
Oh,
We'll get you ready. We'll get you some of our uniforms. We've got a real spiffer hat for you. And I'll show you the ropes so you're ready for when all the little kiddies come in.
that sounds awesome, sir. I can't thank you enough.
That's alright. Just make sure your friend writes a nice little piece for us.
Oh, I'm sure she will do that.
So yeah, he gives you an apron, he gives you a chef's hat, pair of thick gloves, and he takes you around the back and he explains how to boil the sugar and to mix all of the flavours in and whatnot. And about an hour passes. These lot are probably arguing. It's the demonstration. There's a bunch of little kids. Hello, mister. Are you going to make us the candy today? Hello.
Oh yes, I am. Hopefully.
These
Roll
kids
chop.
have come a long way to see this demonstration. They all sound English to me.
Yes,
Strange foods.
we came all the way from London. We don't have sugar there anymore because we haven't finished rationing yet. I don't fucking know.
Can I see anything interesting in the preparation room or stuff like that while I'm there?
Yeah, roll a perception. Not really. Big vats of sugar. Big bottles of like peppermint oil and like cherry and rose water, things like that. There's a big metal cooling table. Just what you'd expect to make candy. What kind of sweets are you going to make for us today, mister?
Well, I'm trying out this new salt licorice strawberry salty thingy. It's a big hit in the next town, I've heard.
Oh yes, mister, I'd like to try that. So make this taffy roll me just a d20. Sorry, the licorice, your strawberry salty licorice.
Yes. The world holds its breath for the taffy roll.
Yeah. So I have no idea how you make licorice, but sure. I assume you'll boil some licorice root, mix it with some sugar, there's some strawberries, you put salt on top, and you hand out little samples to the kids, and they go, "Thank you, mister. It's a bit salty, but it's okay, I guess. It's not what I would have gone for, but it's a bit funny, really, but when you're poor street orphans like us from London, you take what you can get."
Yeah, well, I was an
salt
orphan too,
licks.
so.
I walk up and quietly hand the children some of the taffy that I got earlier.
One of the children is, thanks, love," and he gives you a big hug.
Are you just channeling Rebecca for this?
No?
Okay, just wondered.
It's just apparently I can't do many voices.
No, you can't.
And all my voices are apparently from like 18th century London.
Well, it appears that we have got some goodwill in the community,
Yeah.
but I'm
Yeah.
not sure our investigation's any further forward.
No.
But
The
I will.
shop seems clean, but maybe you guys could check around while I keep the guys distracted with my taffy
Licorice.
skills.
Yeah, the owner comes up behind you and he slaps you on the back and he goes, "You've done a good job there, boy. It's not what I would have gone for. Seems a bit foreign to me, quite frankly. But these kids ain't picky and you did a good enough job." And he just hands you another big bag of taffy. As for the road you hear, you hand that out to all your journalist friends.
Yeah, I'm going to. I
He
promise.
gives you a big wink.
I'm thinking to myself that this, I might be careful with tasting this toffee, or taffy.
Yeah. Me
Might turn you into a bird man.
Yeah, or something worse.
Just out of interest, you don't know anything about Mothmen, do you?
Mothman? No, I try to stay out of all that occult nonsense. I just like to live in my little world of candy and sugar.
A cult, you say?
Could I use...
Occult, like all that weird mythology rubbish. It's all a load of nonsense, but I'll tell you what you can trust. You can trust the metal and point of sugar. You can trust my hot, nice, cool cooling table, and you can trust the fine taste of Sugar and Cane's confections.
You sound like you've rehearsed that advert a lot.
Nah, I just made that up on the spot. That's how passionate I am about.
Could you repeat it for me and my colleague will record it?
That's fine, I've got it. That's fine. I would like to check if he's lying about occult and Mothman.
Yeah, just roll deception, I think, because you're trying to see if he's
Okay.
deceiving you.
Nope.
Yeah, I would like to do roll at that as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You all agree that this southern gentleman is probably the most honest man any of you have ever met.
Fuck it, I'll give it a go. Nope.
Yeah, he's just... Do you know
It's more
what?
saintly every time.
Yeah, Walter's pretty sure you can see the beginnings of a halo around his head.
Well,
It's staring at the
guess
sun too long again.
I think we better carry on.
Yeah. Next shop.
Yes. What's the name of the next sweet shop?
So we had East River Confections and Johnny Somebody's Legitimate Sweet Shop and Ice Creams.
Jesus, that's why I didn't get that one down.
The Johnny's and Bodies, what?
Johnny Somebody's Legitimate Sweet Shop and Ice Creams.
Yeah, let's go for the Johnny Somebody's
It
legitimate.
sounds too
sweet
obvious
shop.
they're swerve.
Yeah. Let's go there anyways. I want to make more sweets.
Yeah, okay. You make your way to Johnny Somebody's. It's a bit later in the day, there are more people. There's a big guy at the door. He doesn't really say anything. He's got like big scar on his face. Just doesn't say anything. Just lets you walk past. And then you get inside, it's a sweet shop. There's a lanky man in the inside, like, serving sweets.
I would like to ask the guy with the scar. What's your name, sir?
That's a long name.
How is the scar on his? How's it looking? Where is the scar?
It looks like someone just knifed him down the face. Slashed him down the
Is it
face.
the same as the one from the Birdman?
No, he's clearly just been in a fight. And someone's like cut him across the face.
Is it like a dueling scar?
Yeah, just like he's just been in a knife fight.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was your name again? Okay,
Is
how
that
are you
with-
spelling?
Is that with 2 M's or 1?
He just stares at Walter and cracks his knuckles.
Would you like a toffee? And I
I would
offer
just-
him a toffee.
I would like to point out, I have infected God!
He takes a
Infected
toffee.
God.
Apparently, yes.
He does take a toffee, but he doesn't say anything.
What
And,
nonsense?
and
is this?
nothing,
What do you mean
nothing,
you've
nothing
infected
happens
God?
to him.
No, he just eats the toffee.
Okay, seems safe enough then with the toffee. That's good to know.
Yeah. Were you trying to poison this man?
No, I'm just checking out if the toffee was good or taffy, just to see if
Taffy
it's edible.
toffee?
Yeah.
So while they're occupied, I would like to go into the sweet shop and talk to the gentleman behind the counter.
Hey, what's a little thing like you doing here, eh?
It's Clyde from Wacky Races.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm a journalist from the Virginia Post, and we were hoping to do a piece about some of the local sweet shops.
We don't really like journalists down here, say.
Oh,
And he motions to one of the employees and like does a sort of like he waves his hand around his neck and the employee goes into the back hurriedly.
oh, I see. Well,
Yeah.
really, I'm looking for a colleague of mine. She was researching a very similar article, but I'm afraid that we've not heard from her for a little while. Do you know if she visited here?
We don't know nothing about no journalist visiting, say. What you doing poking your nose around here? And you hear it crash from somewhere in the back.
Can I sort
see.
of try to sneak around into the back while he's standing talking to Tilly?
Yeah, roll deception, I guess. There's another just massive bear of a man. This one even more covered in scars. Just standing in the alleyway.
Yeah, I offer him a toffee.
He is not interested in your toffee.
Okay, it's
Don't
your
blame
loss.
him.
It's your loss.
Don't blame him.
I go back
can
to the
I try to charm the owner?
You can try. How are you going to try and charm him?
I'm going to say that we've only just came from Sugar and Cane, and they were very helpful for my research. Could you tell me in what way your candy is different? And try to flatter him.
Yeah, roll charm. You say this is a special family recipe. Say passed down in the family for generations, and that don't trust that Texan guy. I really Texan. He's from Georgia.
So where's the duo from?
I'm from here. I'm from about. I've been around.
I've,
You're asking a lot of questions. What are you after?
I've already said what I'm after, sir. You've been very helpful, thank you.
You hear a sharp yelp from the back.
Oh,
Is somebody in pain? I am a doctor.
Oh, we've got our own doctors, don't worry about it.
no,
Oh.
that sounded really quite sore. We should make sure.
That's probably just Billy Snips in the back. He's very clumsy, that's why I call him Snips. He shouldn't be trusted with the knives, see?
Oh, so you've got a good supervision then.
Yeah, like, look over there. See, you see that big guy? That's Bob a haircut. And you see that, like, half his head is, like, got, like, a burn scar. Where, like, just hair doesn't grow.
I
Okay.
see.
Yeah, don't make fun of his haircut. He's very sensitive about it. See?
Could I use Street Smart
Yeah.
to try and persuade the owner to let me check on who was injured?
Yeah.
Sir, while I can understand not wanting anyone official to be on the premises particularly long, I am quite used to dealing with all kinds of sharp implement wounds, shall we say? Can I go and check your employee who's been injured?
Roll for it.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, it's fucking it. Well, say, you said you're a reporter, yeah?
Officially?
Well, you see, we has a bit of a problem, you see, with Johnny Law. He keeps trying to poke his nose in our legitimate business.
I see.
Maybe you could do something to help people keep their noses where they belong,
I see.
if you know what I mean. Sorry. And if you can promise that, maybe I'll show you the back so you know exactly what's not to be seen, see?
Certainly, sir. I would be happy to help.
He motions to haircut, to Bobby haircut, and he takes you around the back. There's a kitchen. It looks like it's been cleaned very quickly, like very, very hastily. And there's another door to one side, and there's a broken window. But other than that, it just looks like a very clean kitchen.
Oh, I see someone left in a hurry.
Left? Who are you talking about left? Look, Johnny Snips is right here. And Johnny somebody comes with Jimmy Snips. And they're both there. He was just, you had to nip to the, go with the first aid box so he could clean up that nasty cut of his. And you notice he's got a bandage around his hand. Roll perception or medicine.
I will roll perception.
Well, I should be able to
Are
do
we all
something else
there,
in
or
the
is it
al-
just-
Yeah, you
Oh,
can all be
yeah.
there.
Alright,
You can all be there. There's
Roll
no bit.
medicine.
Yeah.
Ah,
I'm pretty sure I charmed him.
Yeah, but these people are like sheep and they'll just follow you anyway. For the sake of storytelling. Yeah, there's no blood on the bandage around his hand.
I'm out to the alley, right? So I should be able to see the window where
Did you not come back in because there was the big man?
Uh,
didn't want
yeah,
to-
well, he was just standing there. I haven't come back in yet.
Oh, I thought you said you came back in.
No, he fed him toffee.
Yeah.
I fed him
You
coffee
can
and he
stay-
didn't want to.
Eh?
Yeah,
You can stay in the alley with the big man if you want.
yeah, I'll stay
Well-
in the alley with the big man.
What did you do to your hand? There's no sign of wound there.
It's a burn it, you see.
Oh, a burn. Oh, dear.
Yeah, well, I was the sugar gets really hot, and I was boiling some sugar for some rock candy.
That's not good. You need to.
You want me to show you how hot it gets, son?
Well, suppose so, yes.
Sure.
Well done.
As far as not understanding things go, yes.
He takes you to the stove, where there's a pot of sugar in the air. He pulls out something long and metallic out of one of the cupboards. He says, "Look at this, Shay," and he sticks it in the pot, and it's a thermometer, and it's very hot.
That's very hot indeed. What do you
It
use?
says
to-
very hot on the thermometer.
What do you use to put it in and take it out again? It must use some kind of protective glove.
No, it's just a long thermometer with a wooden handle on it.
A wooden handle. That's new.
No, we've
long
had this for
metallic object.
years. This has been in the family for generations.
Well, have you thought about adding gloves to Mr. Snips there so he doesn't burn his hands?
Well, this way Mr. Snips, he'll learn a lesson he won't forget, see?
Well, you've already
No,
said he
I-
seems to have regular problems. I mean,
Why is you poking so many questions?
I'm not trying to poke questions. I'm just merely raising an observation.
Maybe we should, show you what happens to people who ask too many questions, see?
Sure.
I put my notepad back in my bag, very obviously.
Good. Johnny motions to Bobby Haircut again, and Bobby Haircut grabs the doctor and drags him to the other locked door, where it's unlocked. And in there is a man tied to a chair. Half his teeth are missing. He's bleeding from the mouth and the face. A pair of pliers on the table. He's obviously not in a good way. This is what we do to people who are asking too many questions, see?
I see, you wanted to treat the poor man here.
No, we's treating him well enough ourselves, you see. We does a bit of
Obviously
dentist.
not. I mean, look at that. I mean,
We do a bit of
bleeding quite
dentistry.
badly. I mean, what kind of doctor are you?
We ain't doctors, we do a bit of dentistry on the side, see?
Well, you don't do very good dentistry either. Look at that state there. Who would leave their pliers to get that rusty?
It helps them remember to keep what
Yes,
teeth
but
they does
obviously those
have.
pliers can't be used properly. They must cease. But to use them properly.
Dr. Zilbare, I
Yes?
think it's time for us to leave. Now.
Oh, very well.
Could I do I guess it must be some back alleyway behind the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do a quick, just take a really quick run and see if I can see anything being thrown out of a window, perhaps?
Do an agility roll. Athletics, sorry, not agility. Yeah. So you go to the big guy and you go, look over there. And you just run straight past him. You find a box that's clearly been thrown out of a window. And you just grab a handful of papers and run away.
Yep. Perfect.
So we shall leave the shop?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming the doctor is grumbling all the way.
No, I'm just complaining about that man's poor, medical thing. I mean, has he even taken the oath?
Doctor,
My Hippocratic oath does stretch. I mean, anyone that has that kind of conditions is just playing with fire. He'll lose his license.
Yeah. Hey
Doctor?
guys.
Doctor, he tortures people who inform on him.
No. If he tortured people, he'd do something much worse.
Oh,
That man obviously just has a fear of
doctor.
dentists and is being put to the test.
Oh, Doctor, you have no idea. I mean,
Well,
if you say so, Dr. Zilbare. Yes, Mr. McBride?
yeah, I just found some nice papers they threw out the window on the backside. We might want to check them out. How did you fare?
Well, they are engaged in lots of criminality and torture people.
Oh, that sounds right. Nice.
Yeah.
Should we head back to the workshop and check out these papers before we head on to the next shop?
I suppose so.
Yes, that seems very wise.
Yeah, just to collect our breaths and stuff like that, I've been running like hell, so I'm a little flustered.
Okay, so we shall rapidly make it away from that totally legitimate sweet shop.
And ice cream, don't forget ice cream.
Oh, we didn't actually look at their ice cream. Wonder what it was like.
As you're being pulled away by Tilly, you look in the window and you see they have strawberry, vanilla, mint, and butterscotch ice creams on today.
Very boring selection.
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't try the ice cream.
Fuck you, butterscotch is delicious.
No, it's not.
Lovely, but I dread to think what else might be in it.
The
Yeah.
only thing
Well,
that's
that's why it gets rid of all the teeth.
Nah, it's just butterscotch, see? It's butter and scotch.
Scotch, you say? Scotch?
Is it more scotch than butter?
But Scotch is illegal.
That's what I was saying.
Anyway, thank you for your time, sir.
Oh, we're still there. I thought we'd left.
No, I know, but then the voice came back, so we are now well away from the shop.
Yes.
He's shouting after you about how delicious the butterscotch ice cream is. It's our bestseller, see? Right, so if we just decided that the base of operations is Victor's workshop then?
Yes.
Well, yes.
Apparently.
What are you all doing back here? I'm trying to clean up.
Well, the only other place we can go is Walter's place, and nobody wants to go there.
True. Come on in.
No, we don't. We just feel
That was
that
quick.
going back to a private investigator's office in such a large group might make us very
Well,
Conspicuous.
no, the cleaning lady was in, you said, and she's not exactly the most reliable person.
How do you know my cleaning lady?
Well, you told us we couldn't go there because she was there, so obviously you don't trust her.
No, I didn't
Or
want
us,
to put the poor
perhaps.
woman through such a traumatic experience.
So what can we see in the box and the papers?
Your papers that you snatched. There's a bunch of random stuff, like invoices. Invoices that don't really add up, if you're being completely honest. But you do find amongst it a couple of pages that look like Lauren Cresswell's preliminary notes that she was writing up.
Oh,
So they took the notes back with them and then threw them out in a box. Curious.
well, yeah, they probably did something to her. If
Did
they
they
got
find
her
her
notes,
body?
No one found the body.
might be
Maybe
in the
that's where the
butterscotch.
butterscotch came from.
Oh.
Lauren Cress is missing. This doesn't mean she's dead.
No,
Butterscotch
but
is a flavour, but no one can really describe it.
Yes, but it is not made from human bodies. Many things can be made from human bodies.
Like soap.
yeah,
Yes.
I think
Doctor,
Pies, or all sorts of things that happen in the poorer areas.
Yeah.
we
Hello?
might.
Doctor, how do you know so much about what human bodies can be made in?
I am a doctor, you fucking fool!
A doctor would not need to know these things.
I'm a fucking doctor, you fool!
And
A
here
doctor
we
does
go
not
again.
know everything.
But
It is
No.
fairly basic chemistry how to make soap from fat.
Yes.
Then
I
you
would-
literally
I would-
mix it with sodium chloride.
Yeah.
I would
Boil it.
deeply disappointed in a doctor, especially one in this modern age who was not aware of how to make soap. And to be fair, I suppose the process would be no different with human fat than it would with animal.
Exactly.
Sorry, sodium hydroxide, not sodium chloride.
Yeah, sodium chloride's salt. I don't think adding salt.
Yeah, I just
fat.
want to, before this goes live on the internet, I don't want people to think that I don't have a basic knowledge of chemistry for some reason.
That's fair.
Well, guys,
Well, it's better to not have a basic knowledge of chemistry than not have a basic understanding what a fucking doctor is.
But still, I've never heard such language. It is 1920. You swear like
Oh,
a
there are
drain.
very rare times you need to swear. I'm German, you know. That's not how we do it.
Doctor, that is quite enough swearing in front of a young lady. Now,
Yeah, at least you're young.
you might want to watch your tongue, Mr. McBride.
Yeah, I know what you're going for. Don't go there. Maybe we should try to see if this guy who owns this shop has any warehouses anywhere. Might, you
Well,
know,
we're wanting to
look
find out about this third sweet shop before we carry on.
Yeah,
We probably should
Or-
at least go investigate the third one just to be thorough.
yeah. Maybe we
Just
should
to be
do
thorough.
that
I see.
tomorrow.
Very well. Well, the third one is East River Confectioners.
As you look at the notes as well, you see that everything she's written about the ones she's already been to actually are quite positive. Especially about Johnny Somebody's. Very positive. But you notice that she's crossed out just about everything she's written for East River Confections.
Ooh.
This is very strange.
So what had she written about East River?
It's more strange that it'd be crossed out and then left behind the last one, but
From what you can make out, because it's like she's crossed, like it's big, thick, blotty ink. Something about Irish, something about a plantation, something about sugarcane, and something about how it shouldn't grow.
Oh,
Okay.
I suspect that East River Confectioners is where we're going to get some occult information, perhaps. Johnny Somebody's is a common regarding thug.
Yeah.
Who said I was coming? See?
Oh.
And just as a man popping out of a bush. I ain't coming, see?
We're gonna have to start checking bushes.
Well, I hope someone knows more about growing sugarcane, but these notes are really quite concerning.
concerning. How so?
Sugarcane that shouldn't grow? And everything scrubbed out? That is not like a journalist. I'm getting a very, very bad feeling about this.
And on that note, we draw this episode to a close. Thank you for listening. The podcast featured Ben, Nikoli, Dragon, Daniel, Graham, Ash, and John. The Call of Penance RPG was written by Ben Simpson. Artwork created by John Moore. All music was written and performed by Daniel Boström. If you would like to support Penance RPG, we have a Ko-Fi at ko-fi.com/penancerpg. If you'd like to support all our future projects, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/penancerpg. All support is appreciated and gratefully received. Thank you, and good night.